Hello, my dear students. I am here Lalit Kumar P. Bhaiya, Associate Professor, Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering Department. Dear students, today we will learn the digital signal processing, in which we will go through the part 7 of the classification of signals and systems, in which we will learn sampling theory. Let us see about the sampling theory. You are already known why sampling theorem is used. In many applications, it is useful to represent a signal in terms of sample values taken at appropriately spaced intervals. The signal can be reconstructed from the sampled waveform by passing through an ideal low-pass filter. In order to ensure a faithful reconstruction, the original signal must be sampled at an appropriate rate as described in the sampling theorem. That already we have seen what is the need of the sampling theorem. For the proper reconstruction, we have to use the sampling theorem while sampling the signals. A real value band limited signal having no spectral components above a frequency of FM, Hertz, FM is the maximum frequency of the input, is determined uniquely by values at a uniform interval space no greater than 1 upon twice FM seconds apart. That is, Fs must be greater than or equal to twice FM is the sampling theorem, and that we have to use while sampling. You can see in the diagram, this is the sampling block diagram. Consider a band limited signal FFT having no spectral components above B Hertz. Here it is example taken, that's why it is taken as B Hertz. Let each rectangular sampling pulse have unit amplitudes, seconds in width, and occurring at interval of t seconds. Here you can see this is the f of t, A to D converter, and this is the fx of t. This is the sampled output, and this is called as a sampler. While sampling by the A to D converter, we must use the sampling theorem. We require the mixer for this sampling theorem. You can see here, this is the signal waveform, this is the sampler waveform, and this is called as a impulse sampler. This is impulse train. So this impulse train will be multiplied with the signal waveform. Convolution is performed with these two, and you will get the sampled waveform. This is called as convolution. Signal waveform and this impulse sampler. So convolution is performed here, and you will get the sampled waveform. You can see these are the samples. The output is the sampled waveform. This is called as a sampling. While doing this sampling, we must use the sampling frequency must be greater than twice of the FM, 2 times of the FM frequency. This is important. This is called as impulse sampling with increasing sampling time t. This is the sampled waveform. This is also a sampled waveform, another type of sampled waveform. This is sampled waveform with different frequency, and this is the sampled waveform with different frequency. These are the increasing sampling time t. All are the sampling waveforms. While introducing this sampling waveform, let G del of t denote the ideal sampled signal. and this g del of t is equal to convolution. Summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity g of nts. G of nts is of course it is g of n into del of t minus n into ts, where ts is the sampling period, capital T, s is the sampling period, and fs is equal to 1 upon ts is the sampling rate. And you can see here this diagram. This is g of t shown here, and this is g del of t, that is sampled signal with impulse function. So this is the convolution, and this convolution gives you the sampling signals. Here you can see the mathematics. This is g of f shown here. You can see this is g of f, and this is the g of 0 magnitude with the band of frequency from minus omega to omega, and this is g del of f, and this is 2 times omega g of 0, double of the bandwidth, and this is different frequencies. And mathematically you can write here g of t is equal to summation, this n is equal to minus infinity to infinity del of t minus nts, g of f is equal to 1 by t summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity del of f minus m by ts. So using this equation you can write the sampling equation, and this using sampling you can take out the samples, and this, while taking this sampling, this twice fm is equal to 2 times of this bandwidth, twice of w, and this gf can be taken as 1 upon 2 omega g del of f, where f is less than omega and greater than minus omega. By putting these values you can get the information, sampled information. And in case of the interpolation you can use this sampling also to reconstruct the signal with the help of the interpolation formula also. To reconstruct g of t from g of n upon 2 omega, we may have this g of t is equal to summation integration minus infinity to infinity g of f exponentially e to the power j2 pi ft df. Solving this equation for reconstruction, you will get this signal here, sinusoidal signal, and this is called as a interpolation formula. Here it is written equation 3.9 is an interpolation formula. This interpolation formula later on described if the sampling is at exactly the Nyquist rate, then g of t is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity g of nts sin c t minus nts upon ts. So when it is equal to Nyquist rate, then we have this equation and you will get the sampled output like this. These are the samples of the actual signal. So this sampling is important using the sampling theorem with the help of the interpolation. Now while doing the sampling, sometimes aliasing effects may occur. What is this aliasing? You can see here, undersampling causes the aliasing. This is the original signal and this is the sampled signal with the convolution g del of f, and this is called as now the undersampling, and this aliasing effect will occur. So what we have to do, while sampling we may take care to avoid the aliasing. See, aliasing should not be there. So band limiting signals by filtering before sampling and sampling at a rate that is greater than the Nyquist rate. So here f of t is anti-aliasing filter. FFT is applied to the anti-aliasing filter to avoid the aliasing, and then applied to the sampler, that is A to D converter, and you will get the sampling output here. So to avoid this avoid this aliasing, we need this anti-aliasing filter. Probably this is the low pass filter which we use, and use the sampling theorem to get the proper values. Then practical interpolation. Sinc function interpolation is theoretically perfect, but it can never be done in practice because it requires samples from the signal for all time. Therefore, real interpolation must make some compromises. Probably the simplest realizable interpolation technique is what a DAC does, as you can see in this diagram. Sinc pulse, sinc function, and natural sampling, sampling with rectangular waveform. This is the signal waveform and this is the natural sampler. In place of the impulse, we use the pulse train. This is called as a natural sampler with a pulse train. The convolution is performed with these two, and you will get the sample waveform with this type of sampled output. Pulse. You can see here 201, 401, 601. These are the numbering according to this sampler train 201, 401 and 601. So this sampling is also important. Sampling may be a different types. The importance is the band pass sampling. A signal of bandwidth B, in very early formula we have seen the sampling is with B, occupying the frequency range between FL and FL plus B, can be uniquely reconstructed from the samples if sample at the rate of Fs. This equation is given here, m with the m and n number of samples, and this diagram you can see for the sampling. First diagram of x of f, magnitude of x of f, and this is the after the convolution, magnitude of x del of f. So here band sampling is shown here, minus f2 minus f1, and here this is f1 and f2. Minus f1 and minus f1, minus f2 and f1, f1 and f2. This is called as band of sampling. So band sampling is important while sampling is done. Sometimes we need the quantization in case of the sampling. While converting into the digital signal, we need quantizer. Quantization is must. So what happens? Continuous signal is applied here. Here is a quantizer, and you will get the discrete samples here. And these are the samples you can see here. So quantizer along with the sampler and A to D converter, we construct the complete circuit for this sampling procedure. This is in general we have seen in mathematics also, quantization procedure. This signal you can see is quantized here to a particular level. So this is called as a quantization. This will be quantized at this level, this will be quantized at this level, and this quantize will give you the proper sampling, amplitude of the proper sampling, and this proper amplitude may convert into the digital signal. And while quantizing the particular signal, we have to calculate the quantization error. This is for the analysis of the quantization and sampling. We also go through the quantization error. This is shown here. Large noise excursion here, and this excursion is reduced in the error in level this particularly. So this error is given in terms of the QE, is called as a quantization error. That is a mathematical part. This is quantization type. This is the first figure having a quantization technique is used. Second figure, this is a mid trade, and this is a mid rise and mid trade. These are the example of the quantization. You can see this is the overload level shown here with the quantization. Magnitude of error is shown here, and this is the dynamic range. So this is the importance of the quantization. And sometimes question may be asked, what is the quantization error and what is quantization noise? So you can also explain for the quantization noise. This quantization noise is also important. Here in diagram you can see magnitude versus this one of the input wave and quantized output, and the error is shown in the just below diagram. So this is called as quantization noise or quantization error. This quantization noise, what happens if number of representation level increases? Greater than 64, distortion is significant. Quantization error is uniformly distributed in interval minus del by 2 to del by 2. The average power of quantizing error, that is QE, and this is the representation of the quantization error plus this quantization rate, sampling of amplitude. This is the equation of error. E of Q square is approximately equal to del square by 12, and this is all about the sampling. Thank you very much. If you have any doubt, you can ask me at any time, either on phone or on WhatsApp or on email. You can ask me any question at any time on any platform. Thank you for listening this video and hearing it, and hope you will study it from the proper book and my notes also. Thank you very much.